cannot outrun me, Flash. I am the Reverse Flash, and today I end things once and for all.
You can't beat me, Thawne. I'll send you running home.
Home? I'm not going home. Today I'm ending this once and for all.
Shut up, boy. You're wearing boots and jeans. What can you do?
If I can't beat you in the present, I'll send you to the past.
That hurt, man. What hit me? What? I swear these used to be houses. Why are they barely being built?
Oh,
It's the
1960s.
What is that? Time anomaly? What? I gotta run back.
There's no way back, Flash. Enjoy the 1960s.
Oh, I can't run back in time. Wait, is this Imperial High School? It hasn't even been built yet.
Actually, Flash, Imperial High School was built more than 50 years earlier. Not only are you stuck in the past, but you're also incredibly stupid.
And we just cut to me jumping like... Man, it's so barren out here. I need to get back to my time, to the good old technology. How can I get back there? I know how to make the technology, but it's not available, it's too expensive. Maybe I can find Arturo Esparza, the neo-libertarian phalangist. No, wait, he hasn't been out the womb yet. What about Sandra? What time is it?
1960s.
Nah, she's not born until 1975. What about Jeff Holbrook? Probably, but he's too expensive. I don't have the bread, I need to go find someone. Oh, this one looks good. I bet he has a good deed. Boy.
Whoa.
Yo, can you hear me? I'm stuck in the past. I'm from the future. I promise, please believe me.
Chill out, man. That's a radical outfit you got on.
Whoa, stop
I
talking
dig
like that, boy. Well, why are you talking like that? It's expensive. It's super expensive, man.
I think it's pretty radical, pretty out there.
Are you smart, boy?
As the crow flies, bud.
Could you help me get back to my future?
Of course, man.
Yo,
you can have any future you want, bro.
Do you have any friends around here?
Yeah, in fact, come back to my RV.
Let's go.
Show you around.
Yo, you walk really slow, boy. Sir, are you sure this is an RV?
Yeah, man. What are you, stupid?
Oh no! Flash is right there. He'll never know.
I mean, it doesn't look like a car, man. Are you sure your friends here? Or, wow, it looks like you've never been here before. Are you sure your friends are smart enough to get me back to the future?
Yeah, man, totally.
Huh.
They're the greatest group. College dropouts I've ever seen.
All these dropouts. I can see one when I know one. What's your name, sir?
What's up? My name is George.
Hey George, you won't believe this, but I'm from the future, 2026. Yeah, that's like what, like 50 years? I don't know. I'm not trying to do math, but I need help to get back.
No way, the future? No wonder you look like that.
I mean, I might look a little strange, but at least I have good fits and technology, unlike you. You look like a college dropout.
Yeah, that's what you think. Hey Ben, I like your new glasses and nose and eyebrows.
Hey, thanks. My name's Ben.
Yeah, huh? You look a little suspicious, man. You okay?
Oh,
Everything okay?
nothing.
Okay.
All right.
So why are you so helpful to help me? Why do you want to help me?
Dude, it's the 60s.
All right. Well, since you're already gonna stay, might as well introduce you to the best decade of American history, the 60s.
Where are we going?
Hey, we're going to my second RV inside of my RV.
Oh, so you have an RV inside an RV?
Yeah.
That was the 60s there, bro?
Yeah, inside, man. Thanks. Hey, welcome to our humble abode.
Come on in, guys. Take a seat.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
Bring you a seat right here.
What's that?
Oh, did I not tell you?
What, you're just trying to set me up?
No, of course not.
We're news anchors.
Oh, that's pretty nice. What's your guys' name?
We are the Mustard Report.
Wow, that's some kind of an odd name, but anyway. Oh, that's a record player. My great grandfather had one.
Really? It's playing these new guys. The Beatles. They're exploding in the 60s.
I love
They're
those
pretty
guys.
great. I like them.
Where are they from?
Great Britain.
Oh,
That new place, I don't know.
Sorry, I guess I didn't hear you say that. You look kind of. Anyways, so what are we doing, guys?
Anyway, good evening, our show viewers. Today is a very special news report. We're going to be interviewing someone from the future.
Yeah, I'm from the future. I'm from 2026. I got sent back in time from fighting a man, and now I'm kind of stuck here.
Yeah, and I'm Ben. I'm the
Anyways.
new guy. I just moved here. I'm just happy to be here, really.
Alright, anyways, today we're walking through the 1960s with our time-traveling friend to show him all there is to know about fashion, music, culture, and of course, the economy. So,
Can I just go home?
stay tuned, Mustard!
Can I just go home? Can I just go home?
After the show, man. After the show.
I'm kind of in a hurry, man.
Jesus.
Welcome to Super Bowl I, where we watch the Kansas City Chiefs face off against the Green Bay Packers. And now, an exclusive interview with the quarterback of the Chiefs, Bart Starr. Bart, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. You know, this game means a lot to me, and I'm very excited. The Chiefs' legacy will forever be cemented in Super Bowl. It'll be amazing, I think, either way.
Alright, Jesus, first things first, fashion. You have to change that red suit you're wearing.
Man, what's wrong with my suit, man?
Everything, man. Everything is wrong with it.
Man, not like you could design one like this. Even if you could, it'd probably be like black or boring.
Black's the best color for suits.
Okay, anyways. What do people around this time wear?
Funny thing you should ask, Jesus. In this early part of the decade, men are sticking to a conservative fashion sense with slim suits, nice ties, and nice haircuts. Very sharp and put together. Just think of our president, President Kennedy. Now, women during this time are wearing more long dresses, just think of Kennedy's wife, Jackie Kennedy. She's a big beauty icon around here right now.
That's pretty cool. A lot more classy than where I'm from.
But things are shifting fast. The counterculture movement is exploding mid-decade. Suddenly, everyone wants to wear tie-dye shirts and bell-bottom pants.
And honestly, the hippie movement is just rejecting traditional clothing as a form of protest. And peaceful signs are being shown everywhere. Older people are starting to wear their hair longer just to be more rebellious.
There's also a big difference by social class. Wealthier women of the time are wearing designer clothes like Pucci and Chanel, while working class women are wearing a lot more practical clothing.
And for black Americans and women of color, the natural hair movement starts. It's not just about looking good, it's about identity. They became national symbols of black pride.
And if you guys remember, Mary Quant just introduced the miniskirt, and people are losing their minds over it. It is representing women's liberation, and it just changes social attitudes all at once.
Okay, man. I'm kind of getting tired of this. Can I just go change and we'll be over with this?
Yeah, just try it on.
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
Man, I really like my red suit.
Oh God.
Wait, what? What's wrong with this?
It's disgusting.
How? Then give me something to wear since it's disgusting. I'm not
I
sick
got
of stuff.
something for you that will really put you in the same level as us.
You staring at
Blue
something?
jeans?
What's funny about jeans, man?
Now here,
Just,
I got something
they're not in
for you.
60s fashion. I'll say that much.
Fuck. fine. Jeez.
Go try those on.
That was pretty harsh, man.
I don't get it.
Oh man, jeez. These feel really formal.
Now you're looking good.
Okay.
But the hoodie is just not right.
Man, you guys are so old-fashioned.
I agree.
Trust me, I got something for you.
Man, you're being kind of rude.
I'm being honest.
Okay, geez, sorry. I didn't know people were so rude this time.
Here. Try this on.
I thought you were gonna throw it at me again. Jeez.
No. I've learned from my mistakes.
Man, I don't like wearing ties. Am I done? Can I just sit down?
You look amazing. But there's something missing, right, Ben?
Yeah, for sure.
Why are you laughing?
Got something for you.
Just, it's not complete.
Put that on.
Man, that looks stupid.
Now you are a real man of the 60s.
You look groovy.
Yeah, I'm done with this. I'm changing clothes again. This is a pretty nice change of scenery compared to that cramped room that we had earlier.
Agree, man.
Right? It's also a great time to tell you about the next part of the 60s, which is the music. Personally, the music is my favorite part. Now, Jesus, it's really important to know that this is the single most important decade in music history. Nothing before or after it could even touch it.
No, I'm sure the 2026 music is a lot better than what you guys had here.
Wrong. I stand by what I said. The 60s is easily the best and most important. In all of history, really.
You look different. Anyways.
Honestly, the British really invaded our country when it came to music. In 1964, the Beatles came to an Ed Sullivan show.
Blah, blah. He already said all that.
Well, anyway, everything changed overnight. And people are screaming, girls are fainting in the streets over them.
Well, here's what they sound like.
Love me do. You know I love you. I'll always be true. So please, love me do.
Right, and they're bringing over their pals like the Rolling Stones, the Who, and the Kinks. Rock and roll is really transforming during this period.
Whoa. But don't sleep on American music. Motown Records out of Detroit, they're putting out a bunch of hits right now. Diana Ross and Supremes, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, The Temptations, all signed to Motown. And here's what makes Motown special. It is a black-owned label that is crossing over to mainstream while with audiences at a time when America is pretty racially divided.
Yep, Stevie Wonder's still an icon from 2026. Pretty cool, I guess.
Still legendary?
Yes, of course.
Good. He deserves it.
And then you can't forget about folk music with its political lyrics and all. There's people like Bob Dylan. He is the voice of protest right now. And Blowing in the Wind, The Times They Are Changing. His songs are becoming anthems for the civil rights movement and war and anti-war protests.
Oh, so music's still part of what's it called? Protesting and reformation.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of like Kendrick Lamar. You guys know.
No, I've never heard of that name in my life.
That guy in my life.
Is he some new guy?
Yeah.
Huh. Not like us.
Huh?
Nothing.
Anyways.
No, that sounds like a weird name, man. Anyways, music in the 60s is less about entertainment and more about protest. Music is a weapon. Artists like Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Doors, they are all coming up right now in the 60s to protest.
Oh, and in Woodstock, they come in 1969. 400,000 people are going to gather in upstate New York for 3 whole days of peace, love, and music. It is going to be the defining cultural movement this entire decade.
400,000 people to a few.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, the 60s are full of surprises, Jesus. You have no idea.
You have no idea.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. These are the stakes. To make a world in which all of God's children can live, or to go into the dark. We must either love each other, or we must die.
Vote for President Johnson on November 3rd. The stakes are too high for you to stay home.
Alright, the economy. After World War II in the 60s, the economy is going smoothly. Unemployment is low, the middle class is rising, and suburban neighborhoods are expanding rapidly.
As JFK came in and pushed tax cuts to stimulate growth, the GDP rose. The American dream to own a house or own a car and have a good job and raise a family feels genuinely achievable for a large portion of the population during this era.
So I care a lot about the poor people. How were the poor people doing? Were they in economic distress? You know, were they doing okay?
Honestly, not as good as the headlines would suggest. In rural places like Appalachia and especially in communities of color, the boom is real, but not approaching everyone very equally.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, honestly. Economic unfairness was huge, even in a booming economy like this. Classic conditions for important journalism, I guess I should say.
Lyndon B. Johnson responded with the Great Society program, one of his biggest expansions of government in American history. Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, federal education, funding. He's just trying to close the gap.
Now that's something I can get behind. Taking care of the poor, feeding the sick, you know, being collective and helpful for the people.
But the Vietnam War starts draining massive amounts from the federal budget by the mid to late 60s. Military spending goes up, domestic programs get squeezed, and inflation starts creeping upward.
That's true. The Vietnam War was extremely expensive. I mean, really, all wars are very expensive. I mean, across all timelines. It's really universal. Just trust me on this one.
Timelines.
Across all what?
Don't worry about it.
Buckle up, everyone, because politics right now is one of the most dramatic decades in American history. We start the decade with JFK, young, charismatic, the first Catholic president. America is optimistic. The future feels bright.
Then, November 22nd, 1963, JFK is assassinated. The nation goes into a grief that is hard to overstate. It is broadcast live on television, and America watches together in shock.
Well, I know something about sacrificing for others. He will probably remember for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, when Kennedy was assassinated, it basically just changed politics for an entire generation. People didn't trust institutions any longer the way that they had before. I mean, it's easier to manipulate a population that doesn't trust its own government. Historically speaking, of course. I mean,
LBJ steps in and actually passes landmark legislation. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 makes racial discrimination illegal. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 protects black Americans' right to vote. These are monumental legal changes in the United States.
I mean, it took a very long time to happen, but, you know, I'm glad it happened. We love our black Americans.
But Vietnam tore everything apart. Hundreds of thousands of young men are drafted. Protests erupt on every college campus in the country. The generation gap between parents and children becomes a canyon.
In 1968, it's just one of the darkest years in American history. MLK is assassinated in April. RFK is assassinated in June. The Democratic National Convention in Chicago becomes a riot on national television.
Well, every generation does need to decide what it wants to stand for. Like the 2020s, from where I'm from, right? They really like internet. If you guys even know what that is. Oh yeah, man, you guys should
Nope.
know. No, okay, anyways. But yeah, like the 1960s clearly had a very loud voice, but they paid a heavy price for it.
well, yeah, I mean, when Nixon won in 1968 with his message of law and order, he was amazing at reading the public exhaustion. People just wanted to feel calm. They didn't want any turmoil anymore. They were willing to accept a lot in exchange for feeling safe. Useful information.
Ben, you doing okay over there?
Yeah, I'm doing never better. I'm completely normal. Don't worry about me.
Can you take off your
All
glasses?
good. Now I need these prescription, actually.
Uh-oh.
Never has so much military, economic, and diplomatic power been used so ineffectively as in Vietnam. If after all of this time and all of this sacrifice and all of this support, there is still no end in sight, then I say the time has come for the American people to turn to new leadership, not tied to the policies and mistakes of the past. I pledge to you, we shall have an honorable end to the war in Vietnam.
This time, vote like your whole world depended on it.
Now, let's liven things up. Let's talk about what Americans do right now for fun in the 1960s.
Television is now in almost every American home. Families are lining up around the clock to watch shows like The Ed Sullivan Show, where the Beatles were popularized.
Well, I mean, honestly, television's a great invention. It allows information to be spread to a large amount of population simultaneously. I mean, from a purely journalistic standpoint, of course.
Movies are also incredibly popular in this time period. Movies like Psycho, The Sound of Music, and 2001: A Space Odyssey are sweeping the box offices right now. Drive-in theaters are also heavily on the rise.
Yeah, I actually went to a drive-in last night, and I was on top of you guys' RV, and like, they told me to get down, but like, I had a great time. You know, everyone's on top of their cars, but it was pretty nice.
And to add, sports is really dominating our decade right now in terms of entertainment. Now, Muhammad Ali is dominating the boxing scene and bringing up a lot of heavy conversations about race and the Vietnam War.
The NFL is growing fast. Baseball is still a national pastime, but with events like the Olympics, sports is becoming a lot more about politics.
The food change in this decade is also worth noting. TV dinners became incredibly popular, and McDonald's began becoming nationwide. I mean, the American diet really shifted from, being healthy and amazing, with lots of nutrition, to just convenience. If you ask me, I honestly think that this change is incredibly stupid.
Yeah, it's a little fattening, but...
Okay, technology and innovation. This is the most exciting part of the 60s. What America is able to achieve in this decade is genuinely unbelievable.
We start with the space race. The Soviet Union had launched Sputnik in 1957, and America was behind. JFK responded, however, by challenging the nation to put a man on the moon before the end of the decade. At the time, most scientists thought this was nearly impossible.
I've walked on water, I've ran on water, but being on the moon, I've never even walked on ran on it. I can't even get to the moon. That's mad cool, honestly.
1961. Alan Shepard becomes the first American in space. 1962. John Glenn becomes the first American to enter orbit around the Earth. NASA is advancing incredibly quickly at a speed that is just spectacular at this time.
The technological advancement that was required to achieve space travel in under a decade was honestly remarkable. The same principles that were later applied to many other projects in fields I read about, in books, in my research. That's all.
And then, July 20th, 1969, Neil Armstrong steps onto the surface of the moon. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. 500 million people watch it on television. It is the single greatest achievement in human history to that point.
You know what? I'm kind of jealous. 500 million people watching one television moment. Like, honestly, I think I've done more incredible things than just to go to the moon.
What are you talking about, man? The Apollo 11 lander was really impressive. It had 2 whole kilobytes of memory.
2 kilobytes? That's nothing, man.
Also, ARPANET, the precursor to the internet, launches in 1969. It's a wonderful, innocent invention with absolutely no potential for destabilizing multiple geopolitical orders across various timelines.
Benji, what'd you say?
I said, look at the time. Alright? Final answer.
Alright, we've reached our final research section. And honestly, the one that ties everything else together. What do Americans believe in right now, and what are we fighting for?
The civil rights movement is the defining moral struggle of the decade. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, John Lewis, the Freedom Riders, these are just ordinary people demanding extraordinary change. The March on Washington in 1963 draws 250,000 people to hear MLK deliver one of the greatest speeches in American history.
That's exactly what leadership is. Standing firm, speaking the truth, paying the price. MLK should have been a saint. He is a top 5 human being of all time. Sorry, I got emotional there.
Well, anyway, women's liberation also gains enormous momentum this decade. Betty Friedan publishes The Feminine Mystique in 1963 that named the frustration that millions of women felt but could not articulate. The modern feminist movement begins to take a real organized shape.
Social movements are fascinating from a historical perspective as well. They are able to create these massive cultural shifts in very, very short windows of time. The 1960s was able to compress about 50 years of social change into just 10 years. It makes the timeline very unstable. Hypothetically, of course.
Anyways, the counterculture movement changes literally everything. Authority, government, religion, gender roles, war, capitalism. Young people are questioning every instruction their parents built. The generation gap is enormous.
No, and yet at the same time, there's a huge portion of America still holding on to their critical values, which is honestly great. Like, their families, doing great. There's 2 different types of Americans living side by side in the same decade. Like, that's great, if you ask me.
And you know what? That tension between tradition and change, between the old America and the new one trying to be born, that is the soul of our time. And it never really gets resolved. It just gets passed on to the next decade.
It gets passed on to the next decade after that, actually. And all of them, too. All the way to, well, through to the present day. Which is now, I mean, obviously this day, the 1960s day that we're all currently in together, you know, as normal people.
Take off the glasses, Benji. You're not who you say you are.
Yeah, man, you're just incredibly fishy. Just take it off already. What? A supervillain? In my newsroom?
Congratulations, all 3 of you. It only took you this long to figure it out. Let's go outside.
I knew there was something off with you from the beginning. Something was weird about your glasses.
Did you though? Because you couldn't tell for the entire time.
I was gathering evidence.
No, you weren't. You were too distracted by your stupid little conversation about the 1960s.
You betrayed me.
Yo, man, like, can someone explain to me what's going on here?
It's simple. I needed your little friend out of my timeline so it could be undisturbed. Easy. So I used a temporal anomaly to send it back to the 1960s, the most important decade in American history. If it wasn't for you twerps seeing right through my disguise, I would have succeeded.
To be fair, your mustache was falling right off.
It was a manufacturing defect. It won't happen again. Now, before I leave, I need to tie up some loose ends.
Why are you looking at me like that? You don't have to do this.
George, run! Foolish boy.
George!
No! So knowledgeable about the 1960s, yet so stupid and weak.
People deserve an ending. Finish the show. Do it without me.
I will, George. I promise. I will.
How could you kill George? He was your friend.
No, he wasn't. But it's kind of my thing to do this, you know? To those with fixed mindsets. He was an idiot!
I'd bring him back from the dead like how I brought other people back.
Oh, you know you couldn't do that. It's impossible. He's a tainted soul. As a matter of fact, not only was he a tainted soul, he was also incredibly stupid!
No, he was smart.
He was dumb! All he knew about was the stupid 1960s!
Last chance, Reverse Flash. I won't let you go this time.
You cannot stop me. I'll just open another time anomaly.
You really think that's gonna work?
Sit down, boy. Not only are you a news anchor, but you're also incredibly stupid!
George was my friend, and he was also my co-anchor. And if there is one thing I will not sit down for, it's my friends and my co-anchors.
Last chance, Reverse Flash.
You know what, Flash? No matter what timeline we're in, whether it's, the amazing 1960s with a bunch of important history, or the modern 2020s, you're always gonna be... Whoa!
Where did Jesus go?
What's going on? No. This isn't good. No, where's my time drive? No, I can't be stuck in the 1960s forever. I have stuff to do in the 25th century. What's going on? It was your fault, isn't it?
I don't know what's going on.
Where are we? Is this the 60s? That building wasn't there before. Wait a minute.
It's 2026?
Foolish children.
It's the 1960s. 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 It's the 1960s.
See you next year. Number 106.
Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, and the Dewey.
It's passing to the decade.
What?
Are you not locked in? I'm not done.
The Doors.
Okay.
Sorry, he said decade.
To the present day.
Come on,
What did I say?
He said it's past the decade.
All he knew about was the stupid 1960s.
And now, back to you, Tom.
Hey.